Good afternoon, students. Welcome you back to another class of Business English. And in today's class, as you can see, that we are going to talk about pronunciation. We are going to discuss things related to pronunciation and how can we improve our pronunciation. All right. So similar kind of activity is going on even in BCA classes, and they have presented their learning in the form of videos. I want you all to follow the same and do present your videos, do prepare your own videos after the end of this particular session and share it with me so that it can help me understand that yes, students are grasping the information that is informed and shared with them in a proper way. So, do you all think pronunciation is really, seriously, very important? Should we improve our pronunciation skills? How is it going to help us in presenting our thoughts, in presenting our ideas? So many of you do believe that good pronunciation can help you to present your ideas, to present your thought, to communicate very well with others, isn't it? And whenever we talk about pronunciation, pronunciation is directly connected with the sound of that particular language. And that is the reason why this particular slide shows that whenever we talk about phonetics, it's a branch of linguistics. That means it's a study of a language. Say, for example, right now I'm using English, but all of a sudden, if I shift my language from English to Hindi और बोलने के बारे में जब मैं बात करने के बारे में या उच्चारण के बारे में हिंदी में आप लोगों को समझाऊं, तो यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? मेरा माध्यम अंग्रेजी से हिंदी में परिवर्तित हो रहा है. So we all need to understand from language to language the pronunciation may vary. All right. Say the way you are pronouncing something in English, the same kind of pronunciation you'll not find in Hindi. There are different sounds. To give you a very simple one, how many of you know it in Hindi, the true pronunciation or the right pronunciation of Russia? You don't hear Russia, rather Russia, you'll hear the word Rus. Instead of April, you'll not hear the month name as April. They call it as April. Similarly, it's not China, it's Chin. So the different language will have different pronunciation. And apart from that, each pronunciation will be related to certain sound. So whenever we talk about phonetics, it talks about phonology. What is phono? Sound. Logy means study. Study of sound is called as phonology. So let us understand how do the different sounds are produced in this particular language called as English, and then how can we improvise, how can we try to bring in efficiency in our speaking skills. All right. So the moment once when we talk about phonetics, the sounds are divided into two parts. The first part talks about the vowel sounds. The second talks about the consonant sounds. All right. Now, what are the 5 vowel letters which we read, which we have understood since our childhood classes? From the classes, I should say, class 1 onwards, you people are trained and told and taught about the vowel letters. What are those 5 English letters which represent the vowel sound? Quickly in the chat box. Very good, Pinto. It is A, E, I, O, U. Excellent. But these are only the letters, isn't it? How many letters are there in English language? In totality, there are 26 letters. Out of these 26 letters, there are 5 letters wherein they produce vowel sounds. They are not the vowel sounds, but rather they are the letters which produce the vowel sounds. So in today's class, we are going to practice purely about vowel sounds. All right. So you will be a bit surprised when you'll come to know that though there are only 5 letters, these 5 letters do produce 20 different sounds. You have heard me rightly. These 5 letters do produce 20 different sounds. Now you may be surprised and you may think, what are those 20 different sounds? So in this today's class, we are going to practice those 20 different sounds. So how many of you are interested in producing the sounds that are produced by these 5 vowel letters? So let's move ahead. Let us understand what are those letter sounds are. Now, before I enter and before I teach into the common things, now something like this you might have seen, something like this you might have observed or noticed either in dictionary.com or in your dictionary. Now, the first line is easy for you all to understand, isn't it, dear? The first line reads as follows. My name is John. I am a student. Now, the next line is actually the phonetic language that is used in order to represent the sentence that is mentioned above. Now, please remember, don't get confused whenever you see such words. Now, the language you can see here, this first one is the phonetic translation of the word my. Second is name is John. I am a student. All right. Similarly, let me show you some other example so that you can understand. Now here, the English language sentence, which is very easy for you all to read and understand. Father, you can bring some vegetable and fruits. Now, how do we write the English language into phonetic language? All right. So here is the way you're going to write Father, you can bring some vegetables and fruits. All right. Now, this may look like Greek and Latin for you all, but they are very easy to learn, understand, and practice. All right. So let us start our practice. Let us start with the pure vowel sounds for today's class. All right. Now, to begin with, whenever we talk about vowel sounds, they are divided into 3 different categories. The first one is low sound. The second one is long sound, short sound, and long sound. And the third category is diphthong. All right. So to make you all understand, let me write that in the chat. The first is short, the second is long, and the third is called as diphthong. Diphthongs means the things wherein there are 2 different sounds. All right. So we are going to practice all these 3 together in today's class. Now, I want you all to emphasize on this particular symbol. These are symbolic to certain sounds. Now, the symbol that you can see here is actually the sound E. E. Wherever you are, in whichever position you are, I want you all to practice it along with me. Once when I finish off saying, I want you to repeat at your place. E, as in pet. E, as in pet. E, 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 as in pet. Again, let me reiterate that this is not I, this is not E, rather, these are the symbols of phonetic. Now, the translation which you have seen was written in phonology, in the language of the sound. So therefore, over here, whenever you see this sign or symbol, please remember, this is the sound I, as in pit. This is the sound of A, as in pet. This symbol represents A. I repeat, A, as in pat, pat. This is the sound of uh, as in cut, cut. This is the sound oo. The symbol represents oo, and the sound is put, put. This is the symbol o, o, as in dog, dog. This is the lower sound of uh, as in about, about. Let me repeat the words and I want you to identify the vowel sounds in these words. Pet, pet, pat, cut, put, dog, about. I hope every one of you is practicing along with me. These are short vowel sounds. Sounds of I, E, A, O, U, O, U. Pet, pet, pat, cut, put, dog, about. Moving ahead, let us now practice the long vowel sounds. When we talk about the long vowel sounds, here we are going to stretch the sound, such as E, A, U, U. E as in weak, A as in hard, as in fork, as in heard, as in boot. Now, as we are stretching the sound, therefore, these are called as long vowel sounds. Please remember, I repeat, this is E, A, U. So, weak, hard, fork, heard, boot. I hope each one of you is practicing along with my pronunciation so that you understand how do we produce the different sounds. Now moving ahead, we are now entering into the third part of the vowel sounds. Here you see that there is a combination of two short sounds. Therefore, we call it as diphthong. Diphthong means di means two, thong means sound. So, how many sounds are there in these? Two sounds. So, therefore, they are called as diphthongs. Now, look at the word, and here the A will represent the sound. O will represent the sound. Again, OU will represent the sound. EA will represent the sound. AR will represent the sound. OY is going to represent the sound. IN will represent the sound, and then OU will represent the sound. All right. So let us practice now. A, A, as in place, place. O, O, as in home, home. Ow, ow, as in mouse, mouse. Ear, Ear, as in clear, clear. Air, air, as in care, care. Oi, oi, as in boy, boy. I, I, as in find, find. Ur, ur, as in tour, tour. So I hope you all did these practice along with my pronunciation. Now let us move ahead in order to practice all the different sounds. So let us do it together. Fit, fit. The sound is of E, the short sound of E. Fit, pick, difficult. The next short sound, pet, scent, attention. The next short sound, a, pat, flat, family. The next sound, the short sound, cup, jump, cover. The next is oo, put, book, cushion. The next is aw, pot, dog, hospital. The next is about, system, complete. Moving ahead with the long sounds, as you can see, the first one, E, weak, feet, media. The next, hard, park, article. The next, fork, walk, August. The next, hard, word, surface. The next, boot, group, beautiful. Moving towards the diphthong, place, late, dangerous. The next sound, home, phone, global. The next sound, mouse, brown, accountant. The next sound, clear, fear, career. The next sound, care, rare, declare. The next sound, boy, toy, enjoyable. The next sound, find, bite, tiger. The next sound, tour, pure, mature. So, boys and girls, in order to practice more and in order to record your voice, here is the link which I'm going to definitely share even on your classroom code so that you all can practice, record the different sounds, and then produce and practice the pure vowel sounds. So let us all understand that whenever we talk about the pure vowel sounds talk about though the five different letters to represent A, E, I, O, U, but there are in fact the three different levels of sound. The first is called as short sound, the second is called as long sound, and the third is called as diphthong. To talk about the short sound, they are always uttered with low emphasis. Whenever we talk about the long sounds, we try to stretch the sound so that the listener can emphasize on the sounds that are produced by the vowel. Diphthong is a combination of two short sounds. So if you practice regularly and if you keep saying it in a proper way, certainly this is going to help you. It is August, August. There are two different sounds in the word August. Now you should remember, Prerna, the first sound is of O and the second sound is of U. There are two vowels, though the letter that you can see in the spelling August, though the letter remains same, but the first pronunciation, the first part of the August would be O, O. The second part would be uh, and when we combine these two together, it is August. It is not August. August will be stated in Hindi. All right, dear. अगस्त के महीने में मेरे भाई का जन्म हुआ. But when we are pronouncing the same in English, you should pronounce it in a proper way. So therefore, don't get confused when you see the letters. That is the reason why you should all understand pronunciation matters. Now, if you believe that by just seeing the letters such as A, E, I, O, U, you can identify the vowel, you are mistaken. You are certainly mistaken. To be very precise about this, you should remember the sound that is produced, the first sound, A. Now, A can be produced in three different ways. A, A, A. Similarly, E can be produced in two ways. E, E, O, U. So there are different ways of pronouncing the same letter. So totally, how many pure vowel sounds are there? So in case if anybody asks you now, what are the different vowel sounds? So how many are there? What is the total number of vowel sounds? Very good, Pintu. Very quick. Excellent. So there are 20. What about the short sounds? How many short sounds? How many long sounds? And how many diphthongs? So let us recall it very quickly so that you all can understand and then you all can practice at your place. These are the short sounds. So in totality, you will see that there are 7. E, A, A, U, O, U. The long sounds are 5. E, A, O, U. And when we talk about the diphthongs, A, O, ow, ear, air, oi, I, u. So whenever somebody talks about the pure vowel sounds, so you should be able to identify, very rightly stated, Tanya, very good, Pinto. So when you count them together, when you add 7 plus 5 plus 8, you will get 20. So in totality, there are 20 vowel sounds. Is that clear with everyone? So I hope this class was an interesting one. What you all need to do is you have to create your own videos related to the pronunciation of these pure vowel sounds. All right. And you can share that video with me. What I'll do is I'm going to share one of the videos that is created and presented by one of the students of BCA. Similar kind of video can be prepared by yourself and then you can share it with me. All right. Hope this class was an interesting one. You all could understand as well as learn something new which you might not be aware of. All right. In Tuesday's class, we are going to practice consonant sounds. Now you may be surprised that, ma'am, out of 26, if 5 are vowel letters, that means we have 21. So there might be 21 sounds. But again, you are wrong. There are 26 consonant sounds. You heard me correctly. There are 26 consonant sounds. So if you know consonant sounds and if you know vowel sounds, you can combine them, you can conjoin them, and you can understand the right pronunciation, and you can certainly improve your pronunciation. As not to forget, Whenever we talk about confusing words, most of the time, because of wrong pronunciation, people do commit mistake, and so therefore people uh, do write wrong spellings. All right. So if my pronunciation is wrong, certainly you will not be able to write the correct spelling. So if I really want to improve clarity in speech, I must improve the way I am going to pronounce the different sounds. All right. So that's all in today's class. We'll see you all on Tuesday with the topic consonant sounds. Till then, take care of yourself. I'm going to share the attendance link in the chat box. Kindly mark your attendance before you leave. God bless you all. Do take care.